What's up, bitches? Welcome back to Burn Baby Burn. Today we're gonna do brisket tacos. All right, so we're gonna use a binder. You can use a hot sauce. But when I do brisket for the holidays, I usually use Worcestershire sauce as a binder. First off, I'm gonna do a layer of coarse black ground pepper. Put a nice layer of it on both sides. I gotta do this fast. There's lightning coming, apparently. Gonna make sure you get the sides. Shout out to Tim and Tina Sargent for getting me this handy brisket tub. All right, once that's in there, we're gonna go with Meat Church fajita seasoning. Layer that up. Fat cap side. All right, so just gonna dry brine this for a few hours in the refrigerator, and then I'm gonna throw it in the pellet smoker overnight. So we'll see you on the other side of the dry brining. All right, so the brisket has smoked overnight. I generally wrap it around 170 degrees in the 170s or so, but I do not wrap in butcher paper. The method that my friend Dan taught me that has worked every time it is using a throwaway tin you buy at the grocery store. Pro tip, use these insulated gloves when handling brisket. Another pro tip, invest in quality thermometers. It will more than pay for itself when you're not ruining expensive cuts of beef or undercooking poultry or pork. It'll save you a trip to the ER. This Thermapen, 75 bucks, well worth it. It's extremely accurate and very handy. Use it all the time. All right, so place this in the tin like so. Set this aside. I like to use beef stock as a braising liquid. So this is what I do for every brisket, not just brisket tacos. So following the Meat Church brisket taco method, back to some hot sauce on top. And then for some added richness, some knobs of butter throughout. By the way, this smells unbelievably good. So next step is to cover this, but first I'm going to use a wireless thermometer. This one's called the Meter, another device that I think is well worth the money. So I'm going to put it in here, like in the where the flat and the point kind of meet, and then wrap it up with foil on top. I'm gonna put this back in the smoker. I'm gonna kick up the temp to about 325. I want to speed up the cooking process a little bit. What's the nice thing about this is also gonna help cook it faster. The smoker, when I smoked it overnight, I did it at 225 for about 12 hours or so. Nice low and slow because we weren't in a rush this morning. So I'm gonna pop this back in the Traeger. I'll be back when it's done. So my meter probe is telling me that the brisket temperature is right at 205, but I'm gonna go in with the Thermapen to double check it. And it's pretty much in agreement with the meter probe, right about 205, 206, but most importantly, there's 0 to no resistance on this. So that also tells me that this brisket is done, when this probe is going in like butter. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off. So I pulled the tin out. When I normally make a brisket, I would let it rest for at least 2 hours. Sometimes I'll let it rest for 4 or 5 hours. But since we're making brisket tacos, all I'm gonna do is pull it out, put it on the block here, and start chopping it up. So we're kind of turning it into pulled brisket. Oh, there it is. Look at that beauty. Oh yeah. Ooh. Quite jiggly. Love it. All right, I'm gonna grab my meat sword. Start chopping this bad boy up. So I went and grabbed my Red Meat Lovers meat sword, compliments of the Playford Lake event a couple years ago. And I'm gonna chop this up, turn it into like pulled brisket so we can make tacos out of it. You can see it's got a nice jiggle to it, you know. I like my brisket like I like my women, jiggly. Don't tell Mrs. Byrne that. So let me go ahead and start chopping this up. The nice thing about this tub is that you can lift it up, slowly lift it up. And I can start just pulling it by hand. All right, doesn't really need a whole lot, but I'm gonna pour in some of the yum yums from the fat separator, just for a little bit more richness. And I think this will be ready to go into the crock pot. So, my wife and I like to have everything, when we're entertaining, we entertain a lot. But we like to have everything ready to serve before anybody gets to the house. We put it in crock pots so they're kept warm. We like to have everything done, out of the way, in serving trays before the first person shows up. All right, I think we're good. Ready for the crock pot.
Hi guys, I'm Mia.
I'm Caitlin.
Today we're trying Tio's tacos and we're very excited.
I'm so excited.
What did you put on your taco?
I have guacamole, cheese, and brisket.
Okay, I have guacamole, cheese, jalapenos, and brisket. Tio, get over here.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Spring break. Woo woo!
Mm-hmm. 10 out of 10.
11 out of 10.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Spot on.
Yeah.
Fire.